Hello and welcome to Dishing Delights. My name is Jenica and today I'm going to share with you 3 more shelf-stable pantry meals. Now let's get into it. Alright, we are going to do another shelf-stable pantry meals video. I'm going to take this roast beef hash. I have never had this before, but I saw it in the store and I was like, you know what? Let's try it out and I'll let you guys know if it's any good or not. Now, I have a garden outside, and if you have a garden, you have an unlimited supply of zucchini. So I am going to chop up my zucchini, drain this can of mushrooms, and I'm going to eat some veggies along with this. Of course, you don't have to do this, but I want to add a little bit more substance. Now, if you have chickens, you can add an egg to your breakfast as well. That would add a little bit more protein. If you're thinking long term, you're gonna want to get chickens, you're gonna want to get a garden started, and you're gonna want to make sure that you are as prepared for anything that will come your way, job loss, inflation, whatever it may be. I know that everybody comes to these videos for a little something different. Now these are ready for when our hash is cooked. Now let's see if this is getting crisped up. Nice. I have this on a low setting. And then I will just keep doing that until everything is crispy. Also, let's talk coffee. I have this shelf-stable creamer right here, this Coffee Mate creamer. It's in powder form. This is something great to keep on hand in an emergency. And then any of your favorite or least favorite coffees, this is just a super cheap coffee that we keep in stock. I actually haven't been keeping as much coffee on hand as I would like to, but come this fall, we'll be doing a lot of stock ups because I'm really going through my pantry the last year and a half. And make sure you save your teeth and drink through a straw. I am making an absolute mess. Looks like it's getting pretty crispy. I'm going to move this to a serving dish. Now I also recommend keeping a stick of butter, of salted butter on your countertop, or a little bit of ghee. I have a couple jars that I keep on hand. I take like half a tablespoon. I'm going to add in all my zucchini. And those mushrooms. And a little bit of garlic and onion powder. I'm out of onion powder, so I'll add some minced onion. This is just to add some veggies into your breakfast. Alright, now let's eat some breakfast. Like I said, you can add an egg if you'd like to. That would be really delicious, but I'm just going to keep it super simple. And I know I get asked on every single one of these videos, what do I do about the salt intake? And that's why I'm eating through my pantry, because I want to replace my entire pantry with ingredients that are a lot less sodium rich. So we're slowly doing that, but the first thing I need to do is eat through all the stuff that I have in my pantry right now. So in an emergency situation, you're just gonna have to deal with the sodium. No, this isn't bad. I guess it's kind of the same with the corned beef hash. It's not bad, but I definitely wouldn't eat it weekly. I do like the fresh veggies on the side. Kind of breaks it up a little bit. Maybe I do like it. Would I buy another can of it to keep in the cabinet? Probably. But I'm not sure if it would be everybody's cup of tea. And I'll see you when we make some lunch. All right, now let's make some pasta. I have a box of this large seashell pasta that is already open. We're gonna boil that up. And then we're gonna make some sort of sauce out of all of this deliciousness. I have some fresh basil that I picked, some fresh parsley, chicken, diced tomatoes, mushrooms, and then some creamy Alfredo. Now let's get into it. Now the first thing I'm going to do is add my chicken, my mushrooms, and my tomatoes. I'm going to be breaking that chicken into pieces. You can do this before you put it in. Now I'm going to take some Italian seasoning, a large tablespoon. I'm going to break that down into that. You can use any seasonings you'd like. I highly recommend making sure that you have a stockpile of all of your family's favorite seasonings. Because even if you just have a jar of pasta sauce and some spaghetti, you can really transform that into something special with some aromatics or seasonings, whatever you would like. I'm gonna add some minced onion, some garlic powder, and then I'm just gonna add in the Alfredo sauce. At the end, I'll add some of the pasta water and add the rest of that sauce in. We're just gonna let this simmer while the pasta water comes up to a boil, and we'll cook that pasta. Alright, this is al dente. So what I'm going to do is drain as much of that water out as I can and move it over here. Let it finish cooking in that sauce. Oh, this smells really good. Now I'm going to cut up my herbs. Now I have some parsley and some basil. That's gonna add a lot of delicious fresh flavor. Taking the stems off. This basil was definitely attacked by some bugs, but that's fine. Just make sure it's cleaned and you're good to go. I've never really had like a favorite scent, but basil is definitely that for me now. Oh, smells amazing. Now I don't know when the proper time to add herbs is. Maybe you can let me know down below, but I'm gonna add the herbs in now. Oh my goodness. All right, let's serve it up. Ooh. Now this took less than 20 minutes start to finish. This is going to be phenomenal. If you have some Parmesan cheese in the shaker bottle, use some of that. I do not have any on hand. But this is going to be one delicious meal. That fresh basil, chef's kiss. Your kids will probably really enjoy this. So maybe this is one to keep in mind. Of course, you can use just regular grilled chicken. You can use any pasta you'd like. You can use fresh tomatoes. Get creative. What I love about the Shelf Stable Pantry Meals series is that it has allowed me to get so creative with things that I always have in my pantry. And I know that sometimes you look in your pantry and you're like, how do I use this item and this item and this item? Go through my thumbnails and see what ingredients I have been using, and maybe it'll help you make a meal for your family. The next meal I am going to make is a variation of something that I make quite often. I make these burrito bowls. This was kind of a chili style burrito bowl. I have 1 can of refried beans, 1 can of kidney beans that I have canned, and a can of already cooked chicken. This is just the chicken breast from Sam's Club. And I'm also adding in some taco seasoning. I'm going to break that chicken and that taco seasoning up together. Then I'm going to add my beans. I will rinse my can of kidney beans. And then I am going to add a can of diced green chilies. These are like my favorite canned item to have on hand. Maybe I'll make some of my own this year. And then a can of Rotel as well. And I add chicken broth usually, but I did have this chicken broth in my freezer, so I pulled that out instead of taking one off of my shelf. And then I'm just going to mix that together. I let that come to a simmer. You can also add a can of corn. Sometimes I do that because my husband really enjoys that. You can add chili seasoning, taco seasoning, any seasonings you'd like, and then you just serve that over rice, and this is a hit every single time. Now, one of my biggest tips is to figure out a way that your family likes rice and stick with that. Whether you guys like seasonings added to it, whether it's just plain rice in the Instant Pot like we normally do it. It's not really my favorite. I do like it stovetop better, but this is just a set it and forget it way, and sometimes that's just the best way to make it. But making rice is definitely something that you have to get used to doing, and it will save you so much money in the long run. I am taking that delicious mixture, I'm serving that on top of my cooked rice, and that is a beautiful meal made out of shelf-stable ingredients. Now, I do have some cheese and sour cream in my fridge, so I'm going to add some of that on top. Obviously, in an emergency situation, you wouldn't have that luxury. But I'm going to use up what I have in my fridge. Add some hot sauce on top, and voila, that's a perfect dinner. Thank you so much for coming along and watching this video. If you like this video, please hit that like button, share it with your friends, make sure you're subscribed, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I upload my next video. Thank you so much for watching.